Hi everyone, here's another video from the PTR playing as the Multishot Demon Hunter with Unhallowed Essence. So this is kind of like one of the core builds that the Demon Hunter has. It has been overshadowed by the God DH in recent times, but it is still one of the staples, one of the true Demon Hunter builds, and it is definitely always nice to play it a bit. I really like that build because, especially for low GR farming, especially for T16 and especially for bounties, in this kind of content where your overall DPS doesn't matter all that much, it is a great build and it gets a huge buff from the Ethereals in season 24. So after some initial feedback, they buffed the Windforce to be kind of like Yang's V-curve. So it got the 50% RCR, it got the extra discipline that it didn't have before, and on top of that you get 200% multiplicative damage increase for archery skills, which includes Multishot. So overall the buff for this build is something like 8 tiers or 9 tiers or something like that. Definitely really nice, and one of the strongest Ethereals that you can find in next season. One problem and also a small perk is the knockback on this weapon. So you have 35% chance to knockback. This scales with your proc coefficient, so you don't actually get 35% chance, it's a bit less. But you do see monsters flying all around everywhere, which can be quite nice in speedruns, but it's quite horrible in pushing actually. So in pushing you get quite a bit less out of this than here, but as you can see I'm blasting through like GR105 no problem, and it's definitely feeling very nice, and sub 3 minute runs on this tier is quite doable. Overall I would say this is maybe 10 tiers behind God DH or something like that, maybe slightly more, maybe 12. So it is noticeable, but it's not like the end of the world if you really like Multishot. There's one thing that this build can do much better than pretty much every other build in the game almost, and that is GR90 farming, and that is actually going to be quite important next season. So GR90 has the advantage that after that you don't get any more loot. This is the so-called loot cap, and especially in a season like season 24 with the Ethereals, this is kind of the place to shine for something like Multishot, especially now that it's so strong and it's gonna obliterate everything in one shot. You probably don't even have to go for like focus and restraint and all that stuff. You can get extremely greedy choices in and go really fast, much faster than you used to. In the past I've already shown some Multishot speedruns. I actually have an upload of a full 1 hour session where I farmed over 520 souls in 1 hour, and this means over 400 items, and going at that pace you can expect something like 4 Ethereals in 1 hour as well, because the drop rate is roughly 1 in 100 when you're level 70. And similarly, if you want to farm Forgotten Souls for reforging with your bounty mats or something like that, or if you just want to gear up your Demon Hunter extremely quickly, then GR90 is basically the way to go, and typically you do this with Multishot if you want to go for maximum efficiency. With this build, sub 1 minute runs are nothing really out of the ordinary, and the average is maybe something like 115 or so if you go at a really good pace and you know the maps well. But you can definitely go all the way up to GR100 this time and try to do a sub 1 minute clear. So this is going to be quite exciting. I might try something like that, and that would be a pretty cool new record to set, I guess. So you can either choose to go a few tiers higher at kind of the same pace and get some more XP, or you can just make that GR90 setup extremely greedy, extremely fast, and squeeze out those last few seconds. So I might try both, let's see about this, but I'm really happy that they gave Multishot some really nice Ethereal. I believe that since this bow is only archery skill specific and all of them are kind of weak on Demon Hunter, they could just up the number quite a lot. And it also gives Blizzard kind of like a reason to buff UE and Marauder, and you know there's the Reign of Vengeance part of that as well. All those builds are not really great right now in terms of like overall like pushing potential and GR and being like a group DPS or anything like that. So it would be great to just give them a huge number on this bow, because it can't be abused for other builds anyway. And hopefully after the season we're gonna see some big balance adjustments finally, and we're gonna see some big buffs for those builds to make them more viable, maybe make some new speed meta around Multishot or something like that. In any case, I'm quite excited to see Multishot performing on such a high level, and I hope that after the season ends there's gonna be some love for the build and maybe the Marauders as well. And Multishot is just one of my all-time favorites on a Demon Hunter. it really has this very simplistic but extremely rewarding, fast-paced playstyle that just makes you feel like a Demon Hunter. I hope you also enjoy it and you're gonna have some fun with the Windforce next season. Definitely a cool weapon. I like this knockback effect. It would have been even more amazing if there was like some other special effect that synergizes with the knockback, maybe similar to Strong Embracers, which you can't really fit in that well. I guess you could if you go extremely greedy and have basically zero toughness at all. You could just wear Strong Embracers as well for even more damage, and you could kind of like squeeze out a bit more efficiency that way if you play really well. I have the setup in the description for you. There's also our max roll guide. There's some video guides that I've done. I might actually make an updated Multishot guide at some point as well, because this is something that I haven't done in a while and would probably deserve some updating anyway. So I'm gonna leave you with this for now. Hope that you enjoyed my little video and this overview of Multishot in Season 24, and see you guys next time.